I introduce you please to a lump of cheddar cheese? Knit one, power one, drop one, cow one. Kick it. Me mama, me dad and me gran, we're off to Waterloo. Me and me mama, me dad and me gran in a bucket of Vindaloo. Bucket Vindaloo, 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 na na. Vindaloo, 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 na na. Vindaloo. And we all like Vindaloo. We're in the way.
Can you hear me now? Is it clear? Has the problem gone? Or do I still sound all... Oh, good. Hooray! Yay! Oh dear, problems I have with this frigging microphone camera. I might just get a new camera, just camera only, without the microphone, and maybe get a separate mic. Might have to invest in one of those in the near future. It continues. Oh, PC, obviously, yeah, I know. Yeah, becoming a bit of a regular occurrence, I think. It's friggin' annoying. When you're on your own, you can't really test it, can you? You know, unless you go live. You're right, Jason. Just woke up. Yeah, must be what, 5, 6 o'clock in Japan right now, I suppose. Start of a beautiful day. Yeah, I'm back on Earth. It's good to be back. Five a.m. I did say 5 or 6, didn't I? Wow. Well. What's to talk about, really? Not a lot. There's not a lot going on. Apart from England being in the final, of course. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about in the chat? Let us know. I want to check my emails. Nobody runs a stream more professionally than what I do. Ah, this could be interesting. I don't know if you saw my video. Let me get the right browser back. I don't know if you saw my video I put out this morning. I do. I need somebody to come up here and talk a load of bollocks. That would be helpful. Go up here then, Jason. Talk a load of bollocks. If you want to. The video with the teeth. Video with the teeth. The teeth. The teeth? Don't follow. Yeah, the video I put out this morning. Not the fat Les short. The one I put out about the Abbey Road half speed master I have, that songs from the big chair. Got in contact with Abbey Road, basically Abbey Road Mastering, the actual online shop anyway. Contacted their customer services, whatever you want to call them, and made an inquiry about this record I have, and they actually got back to me. I haven't actually quite read the email as of yet. How's it gone? Yeah, anyway, it's UK basically who basically does the site, who owns, I suppose, the records or whatever. Like they host the website anyway. They sent me a link. He said, "Thanks for getting in touch with us today." He said, "I can confirm that this is a legitimate album. You can find more information at this link. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop me a message. I'm happy to help." So I'm going to click on the link, see what it says. Oh. It's just basically taking me to Google. That's not very helpful. So it's basically sent me a link, a Google link of a search for Tears for Fears, Songs of the Big Chair. That's what he sent me. That's supposed to help me, is it? I mean, really? Seriously? That's a joke. I thought it was going to be a link to a certain website or something, but it's just a Google search link. I mean, I've done that earlier. I mean, I'm not that stupid. Fuck's sake, really? You're right, Jason.
Hello, sir. How are they?
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been a bit lethargic the last couple of days. No energy.
Yeah. Is it the heat, I suppose?
I don't know, because it's been quite wet, hasn't it? Or at least it has here.
Yeah, it's humid though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to get this camera of mine to zoom in on me more. It only seems to do the one sort of frame.
Oh, it looks fine how it is.
Yeah, I know, just, rather than having all that extra space, that was fine. Right. Not very exciting weekend so far. Well, it's not the weekend, but you know what I mean. Nothing much happening so far.
No. Right.
Yeah.
We got the final to look forward to, haven't we?
So you got the the three. Yeah, I don't know if I'll bother watching, to be honest. I'm not a massive footy fan.
No.
So we got through the group stages, didn't we?
Yeah.
By the skin of our teeth, from what I understand.
Yeah, we basically crawled our way to the final. It's not been that convincing, really.
Nothing unusual, to be fair. I apologise to anyone in the chat, but I'm having a blow up my screen, so if I don't respond to the chat, that's why. I can't have both of the things zoomed in and then look at the chat at the same time, unfortunately. That's better. Yeah, no, I mean, I used to be big in footy before the Premiership came about, and then I got sort of a bit disenchanted with it all because it became all about the money.
It's been like that for a long time
now. Well, decades. Yeah. No, I'm talking about them, because I was who did I support? Supported Southampton, obviously being my home team.
Yeah.
Liverpool was my other big team, and to a certain extent Arsenal. Those
Oh,
sort of like the ones I used to fly.
Oh dear.
And then, and then I Scottish-wise, I supported Celtic or Celtic, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah. Celtic.
Yeah. No, Liverpool was the team because old Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush.
Why Liverpool then? Why a team so
They were
far
just
away?
they were just an amazing team to watch play. They were just, you could guarantee it, right? I'm trying to think which way around it was now, so long ago. I think Kenny would usually set it up for Ian, and if Ian, you knew that if that was on the way, then Ian would score. And it was them, there's obviously had Graham Souness and later on John Barnes and people like that, but they were just a great team at the time.
They were
Just enjoyable to watch, And to an certain extent, and I can never remember which way round it was, but he had Kevin Keegan, which was both in Southampton and Liverpool at one point.
Yeah.
So so that's sort of, you follow the bloke's career. I can never remember which he played for first.
I wouldn't know.
No,
Long
time ago.
Yeah.
But it's just, I watch the games sometimes. I mean, the fact that they've got through to because they're facing Spain, aren't they?
In the final, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's only that's only the first match of what, another 3 if they get through.
No, we were in the final.
The final.
The final, yeah. We made the final.
Bloody hell!
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No, I thought you meant the final stages.
No, we're in the final.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's far better than I expected then. So when is that then?
Sunday.
Yeah, it depends. Because I think you got the F1 on as well at the same time.
You'd rather
watch it.
Really, the F1?
Yeah, I love F1.
Over the European final?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Especially this season, it's a lot more exciting than it's been in a long time. We've actually got proper overtaking on the circuit.
Come on, Jason. It's the final. 90 minutes of your life.
We'll see.
What goes on for hours.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll probably flick through, I expect.
I might. Well, it depends on when it's on and what have you, and because I think I will probably have to watch the highlights of the GP because it won't be on live.
No.
So yeah, I mean that was probably about 2:00 in the afternoon for the fee.
I'm not quite sure what time it is actually.
I would have thought it'd be that late in the day because of there's not that much time difference between. Where's it being held? I don't even remember where it's being held.
Don't ask me too many questions.
Right. It shows what I know, doesn't it?
8 o'clock.
Oh, okay then.
Oh.
Yeah. That does surprise me. We got through all the way through. I thought we got knocked out.
No.
Oh. Well,
No.
I'll keep me fingers crossed for the lads. I mean, if the women can do it, then the men have got to be able to do it at some point, surely.
Yeah, we're overdue it, aren't we?
Well, it's been, I don't know, 50 odd years? No, more than that, 60 years, almost.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how long the European finals or the European tournament has been going for.
Have we ever won the European?
No, we haven't. We won the World Cup, of course.
Yeah, well, 66, obviously. So, 58 years ago?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it must be. Thinking about how old I am, so it must be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the patriotic side of me says, yeah, fair play, all the rest of it. It'd be good for the country's overall morale if we do. Obviously, it'd be a bit of a booster.
It's being held in Berlin.
All right,
Germany.
yeah. So it surprises me it's that late in the evening then.
Yeah.
I thought, because normal Premiership games are sort of mid-afternoon, aren't they?
Yeah, but World Cup
Oh.
and European
Yeah.
games like this.
Oh,
are a bit
fair enough.
different. So you'll probably get to see it then, won't you? Your F1 won't be on at that time, will it?
I've no idea, to be honest. It's all right. I can always watch it on streaming anyway. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I might do. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Yeah, I get that quite a bit about. Oh yeah,
Hey!
the women's team won it. You know
Rob. I just see Rob's going.
Yeah, they don't seem to understand.
That's a bit unfair.
Why is it unfair? Why?
Well, the women, it's almost the same. Women aren't, it's in the proper team. Well, why aren't the women a proper team?
Well, they are a team, but like he's talking about the proper game, isn't he? You know.
Right, listen, I apologise to all the ladies watching.
I don't think there is any. I think we're all right. I think we're safe.
That did make me chuckle, though. It's like, get back in the kitchen and make me some pie.
Yeah, now you're going on one now.
I just trying to think what we got going on this week. Got my under the radar video finished. I just got to do the thumbnail and the tags for it. But I've had to take three. Well, I want to say take 3 videos off. I've reversed them because of copyright. I've had to reverse the tunes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's quite funny in a way because one of them happens to be Ozzy Osbourne. There seems any secret messages in there.
Yeah, that was masking.
Yeah. But yeah, what else? I'm looking a bit more presentable these days. Went to the old barber.
Yeah.
Got the old Fizzog.
Yeah.
Done. I can do it myself, but it's a bit fiddly with my sight and everything. I've got to go more by touch than anything else.
Yeah, I can understand.
I'll just get someone to do it. Well, it was haircut, what I've got left to cut, and the beard was 17 quid.
Yeah.
That was funny. I don't know how old the woman was in there that cut my hair. And she was trying to work out how much 12 and 5 were together. And she started out using her fingers. I was like, flipping heck. I mean, I know some people got numerically dyslexic and they can't work out such things, but yeah.
Rob's been watching your video.
Cheers, Rob. Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a chore now though, because I've got up to 83, and whereas when I started off it was just like the top 50, and so I was only having 10 new entries to worry about. It's now top 100, so there's 60 new entries to worry about potentially every week. So I've got to go through them, and some of them you listen to them and within a few seconds it's like, no, I can't stand that. And then you've got other ones, you listen to the bit and it starts off all right. The intro's fine, and then it gets to the beginning verse or the chorus, and then you think, what the hell have they just done to this song? It was perfectly fine, and now you've got to boost it up by doing this weird bit that's it's like it's almost another song. It doesn't make any sense. So, but yeah, so it does get a bit of a chore sometimes trying to do it because you're sitting there just listening to stuff, and so much of it's rubbish.
If I get problems regarding like copyright on YouTube, I don't bother reversing songs or anything like that. I just
Yeah.
I delete the video, then start again. And take the song
Yeah,
out.
well.
Sorry.
All I did was just delete it, go into mine, and takes 5 seconds. You just click on change speed, reverse, boom, done. That way you don't have to chop anything out and shove everything back up together again. You just do that and it's fine.
That's right. There is a load of 80s great singles that didn't chart.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
I
some good
did a
stuff.
video about that a little while ago.
Yeah. No, you just got some of them are very weird. And I know a lot of people don't like some of the weird stuff that I've put on, but I'm either going for stuff that's well-known songs, right? For argument's sake, there was a Devo one, right? I can't remember which one now, right? That everybody knows, right? Didn't get in the charts. Styx, Dr. Roboto, never got in the charts. Well, not the top 40 anyway, over here. Which is weird because loads of people know that song. And then other ones, it's just like weird, say like a weird sort of cover versions or something just sort of like, I don't necessarily like the tune, but it's, other people will turn around and go, oh, that's a weird thing, that's a bit strange. And the song might still be crap, but, it's just by people sort of sit up and go, oh, well, I've not had that before. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs which didn't make the top 40. It just goes to show you, though, Jason, how good and how tough the 80s chart was.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking more.
Point.
So what's that? Oh yeah. No, the ones I'm looking forward to is I'm 1980 Part 2 has just been uploaded, and I'm working my way through the latter end of 83 now, just listening to stuff. I'm more looking forward to when it gets about 86 onwards, because then you're getting more of the experimental electronic music coming in. And there's a lot of that I know that at the time I really enjoyed. That didn't chart, stuff that didn't chart.
The song "I Ran," don't you, by the Flock of Seagulls?
Oh yeah.
That didn't chart the top 40.
No, I know, it's crazy.
A cracking song, could have gone to number 1, couldn't it? But I think it barely made 70 in the chart.
Yeah. So, well, I've had to double check some of them because, all right, for argument's sake, AC/DC, yeah, their early stuff. When Bon Scott died, they had 4 singles where, if you like, come out over here. They hadn't come out over here before. I think high voltage. Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. What was the other ones? Oh, I think it was Whole Lot of Rosie. I could be wrong about these. Don't quote me on it. And Dave D's done Dirt Cheap. And they didn't get into the charts until he died. And then all 4 came out on the same date in 1980 over here.
Right.
Or at least charted. Right. And I think they recorded them back in 78 or something like that.
They're the most probably underrated band regarding where they are placed in charts.
Yeah, well, a lot of their top hits didn't barely scrape the top 20.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Even though they're massive songs.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
About that in a previous stream. I've got
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Mike let me know about Vital Spiral. Let me know about one of the AC/DC ones. He said, "Oh, that's outrageous that didn't get in." And I double checked it, and mate, Country of the Blind, yeah.
Can you think of any 90s songs, Jason? Can you think of any 90s songs which should have made #1 in the charts?
Oh, to be honest with you, I'm not really one for remembering chart positions. It's only now that doing what I'm doing that I remember. I can say it if any of the bands I'm into, but I think they're a bit too diverse for the charts in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can think of 1 or 2 songs from the likes of Blur and Oasis which didn't chart to #1, which I feel should have made.
Yeah, there's loads of bands out there that I think that deserve to have more success than they did. Television missed out narrowly on a #1. They got to #2, but that was a remix of one of their songs by Mint Royale, Tequila. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the best they ever did. I think they had a couple of top 10 hits, but nothing that were like, top real, when I say, like you say, #1, to be honest. Trying to think. It was good. I don't think, did Chili Peppers ever have a #1? Was it Highway to Hell? Was that, sorry?
Yeah, I think they did. Was it By the Way, wasn't it? What, #1?
Yeah, By the Way. Was that #1, was it?
I think so. It would have. I think they didn't have. I think they had #1s off that album, but I can't remember.
Right. Well, I'm mistaken then. So that's the thing, is trying to remember the songs you think get to #1, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. I think Mars Pump Up the Volume got to #1, didn't it?
I can't remember.
No, that's the thing. I well, you're not too bad at it, but people like Ian and Jimmy, they just seem to be able to pull numbers out of thin air. It's like I can't remember stuff like that.
No, some I can, and some I just I just can't.
I know. I like the song. It did all right. It got in the top 40. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect Ian to be on today. I think he's still ill.
Yeah, he did say he was a bit under the weather.
Yeah. He's had a lot going on, the poor bloke.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, mate, or you're watching on replay, get well soon. Get back to us soon. I don't know that he's done any videos today, so.
No, I think he's having a break this weekend, so I can understand if he doesn't want to come on. That's fine.
But he does put out the content quite. He's quite prolific, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's like a machine, isn't he? It's like a full-time job for him, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Work he puts into it.
I mean, if I was getting paid for it. Well, I know he's not. He's he does it a hobby same as the rest of us do. But if I was getting paid for it, then yeah, maybe I would do more with my channel than I do. But it's keep coming up with ideas all the time, and it's quite tricky to come up with new content that we think people are going to enjoy, and obviously you've got to enjoy making it. There's no point just making it for the sake of doing so.
It needs to be a hobby for most people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Once it becomes a profession, it can not be fun anymore.
I have taken the odd break here and there, and it might get to the point with the UTR is it may end up, depending on how long it starts taking me to do with the current stuff. It may end up being that they have to come up, once every 2 weeks rather than once every week.
I think everyone takes a break now and then, Jason. I mean, go off for a year and come back these days and pick up where you left off from. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, and some people it's easy to do. People hang around, but
Yeah.
it's excuse me, excuse me, I've had a fizzy drink. But also, if you do go away for a while, and I've seen it happen to people that I know, their channels can just suddenly drop off,
They can. Yeah, I think it
and
helps.
then when they come, sorry, go
I
on.
think I think it helps to be a bit established on here. You know, by a couple of years or so
Yeah,
before you go on a long hiatus like that. If you did it when you were starting, then you know it could really affect the channel. You
yeah.
know,
But I
without
mean, I've been
getting it off the ground.
yeah, I've been doing this for 8 years now. Obviously, my content's changed quite a lot in recent times because there's a lot more music orientated than it ever used to be. And I was like you know, with Jimmy with the collecting the old action figures or whatever you want to call them, and you know, bits of tat for the flat as I call them. But no, the music's sadly sort of taken over. It's just trying to come up with ideas that people like. I mean, the subs isn't a big deal to me. It's more about the interaction, and that's even more so say over the views. But getting a lot of views is not. I won't lie, is nice.
Yeah.
And my videos are so up and down. I mean, I've got that one that's got nearly 3K, and that came out about a month ago.
That's good.
And yet, one that I released just recently, that's that 7-inch 3 records I got. It's got 10 views. That's nothing. It's weird. I know. It's different strokes for different folks and all the rest of it, but it does surprise me how much it varies.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone quite knows how YouTube works with all that, with a algorithm bollocks and that, but
I think some people think they understand it, but I don't know.
No. I think you just put the content out there, do what you want to do. If people watch, great. If they don't, okay, whatever. That's all you can do, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's right. That's all you can do. You know, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know why people think too much about it. Just be yourself, do what you want to do, and then
I it just gets a little bit frustrating sometimes because you put the work in. I mean, I think all of us on the VC, we put the work in, and there's other channels which just seem to sit there talking utter nonsense, right? There's and yet they're getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views, and it's like, really, what is your channel about? Is it about anything? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess they're doing something right. Whatever it is,
Perhaps perhaps our stuff goes over the top of their heads or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're a bit too intellectual for our own good.
Yeah, I think people do, that they start sort of having a. They like to know the people that who's on the video, don't they? They like to have almost like a relationship with them, don't they?
Yeah. No, I mean, I got people that I can pretty much always guarantee for a comment. And then you guys are sort of like, you obviously you do get to the point where you can't comment on everything that everybody releases. You can't necessarily watch everything that everybody releases. So you have to be a bit choosy, shall we say, as to what you watch, what you don't. But no, I get I get people. I do the same for because the mates and stuff. Is I will try and watch pretty much all everything my mates do, and it might not always be the most compelling thing to me personally. But I appreciate the effort they've put in and the dedication they've put towards it because they feel passionate about it. And that's
Post a link to your channel, Jason, and you got.
correct. Oh, thank you, mate. You don't have to do that, but okay. Yeah, let me find it a minute. I'll have to go in and sort this out. I've got multiple windows open here, so you have to bear with me. No, it's that's not what I'm saying this for. Don't feel you have to sub. That's not what this is about. It's just working out the how some people have success when there's other us that are, like I said, we're putting the work in, and it doesn't necessarily
pay off.
Well, no, it does pay off because you get satisfaction of doing it yourself. But they're not as prolific. They're not as high profile, say, as some of the other videos. And it's how you get those videos high profile, should we say?
You can put a lot of work into a video, and it will get no kind of traction sometimes, and then you just do a video where there's barely any effort. You roll it out there, and you just think, what the hell, and you get loads of views on it.
It's just weird.
Yeah. It seems to be that sometimes the simpler the video, the more views it gets. Sometimes.
I have said this, and the shorter the video as well.
Yeah. Shorter videos.
Well, this whole shorts business has seemed to do amazingly well. I just don't see the point myself. I haven't got any videos that I can honestly say, oh yes, that's something I could do a 50-second video on. Yeah. I think mine have got a bit more detail than that. But then that's just me.
I've dabbled in shorts and that, but I prefer to do my own sort of, proper videos.
Yeah. Well, it's TikTok and all that rubbish, isn't it? I've just never got that. I never understood that either.
Yeah. It's all off the back of that.
Right, now let's see if I can post this link. I haven't got it wrong. Thank you for allowing me to do this, Simon. That's not what I came on here for, but I appreciate it. There you go. That should be it.
It helps you out. It helps you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, thank you, mate. No, I'm doing well with that. I mean, the channel's grown vastly since I started doing the music related stuff.
Oh, we have another guest.
Yes. Hello.
Right, okay.
I've decided to come on and save you two from yourselves.
No, it's all right. Just we go off on tangents, mate. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Jason.
Yeah.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm good. Missed you yesterday, Simon. You've been truant from Ian's stream. I'm noticing a pattern.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't threaten to smack your ass, mate.
I hope it's not that we're too boring for you.
No, it's not that. Sometimes I can't always go on there because, like yesterday when you were showing the 7-inch singles, that wasn't really my era. So, like the memories I have, my single memories, it's kind of like records which my mum and dad used to play. I can't really show those. I can't. You have to sort of be records which you've brought personally, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, ideally, yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, at least they're in your collection now. Put it that way.
Yeah. So sometimes I can't really, full-heartedly do it. So I mean, and it's very popular as well. There's a lot of people doing it, and I'll just be on there wasting another 10-20 minutes talking crap about music, and there's other people who want to get on there and do their own thing. So I don't want to get in the way.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just going to say I do find some of Ian's ones a little bit different because last night I did find that difficult trying to think of memories because, as I said to you, I've got memories of songs, right? but I don't actually physically own the songs.
Yeah, and
You know.
neither do I. So I just said okay. I mean, it was. You know, I just decided I'm just going to tell stories of events in my life that happened when those songs were coming out,
Yeah.
and I was actually listening. Somehow they were affecting me at the time, or listening to them.
Yeah.
But you know, it is. You know, it's like it is. You know, yeah, you got to get. It's like an assignment. It's like a weekly assignment. A bit of a drag sometimes, you know. But
now, children, it's time for show and tell. Did you do your homework last week?
I did.
What was the theme? I'm trying to remember for next week. I can't remember now.
It was records that it's something that it's something that Rob Walker did. It's obscure records that you have that you're sure that nobody else has.
Yeah, it's stuff that people don't, you know, not necessarily anyone else is going to have.
Right.
Wasn't it? I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, Fleetwood Mac would not be a good idea to show.
No.
You know.
Obscure stuff.
Yeah, obscure stuff. But then again, you know, it's got to be interesting stuff. I mean, that's the challenge. It's like, okay, here's something that's obscure, but it's really good, and you haven't seen it before, or I haven't shown you before. Yeah.
But I'm trying to sort of, well, you noticed the last couple of weeks I've been trying to push my, well, when I say, I keep calling them mates, they're not really, but the Virgin Marys, I keep trying to, you know, push them a bit because they don't get nearly enough love on the VC.
I was going to mention that I think their band name is really interesting because they don't put a space between Virgin and Mary.
It's all one word.
Yeah, it's all one word.
Yeah, apparently it's named after a pub.
Named after a pub?
Yeah.
Where's the pub?
They're from Macclesfield in the UK. And it's a pub where I think they used to go to when they were younger. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, they've been around. Oh, crikey, when was I saw them? Yeah, it must have been around about 14 years now. And they got an album coming out September. So, the first one for a while.
There was something that Nick showed a single yesterday that I looked up. It was a punk song. And shit, you don't remember what he showed, right? It was like the Ruts, or it had a really simple name to it. Hold on, let me just.
I don't remember now.
Really?
It's people. So much stuff gets shown. It's sort of like hard to keep track of who's done what.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Oh, I'm trying to think. It wasn't the UK subs, was it?
No, it wasn't the UK subs.
I can't for the life of me remember now.
Okay, never mind. We'll just bore people in the audience.
I've had a brain
as we're groping. Oh, Babylon's Burning by the Ruts. I'd never heard of the Ruts before.
Oh, right, yeah. I know very little about them, to be fair.
Say what?
I know very little about the band. I'm not familiar with them myself.
You know Babylon's Burning by the Ruts, Simon?
No, I don't know it.
Okay.
No.
Quite before Simon's time.
Was Nick really ill yesterday? Was Nick ill yesterday, or was that an act? I couldn't tell.
No, I think it was genuine. I think it wasn't well.
Okay. Okay.
He's very up and down. Is Nick with him? He seems to be. Some days he's absolutely fine. He's having a good laugh, same as the rest of it. And other days I just think he's just not feeling it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I know his job's quite tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he's working all hours and all the rest of it. So
and he's a grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that I don't know. I've never had kids, but I know what it's been like. Like looking after my my nephew and everything when he was younger, and kids can be very time consuming, and they got an awful lot of energy.
Yes.
And the older you get, the more difficult it is to keep up with them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're up pretty early this morning, then, Michael?
I am. It's my hours, my life hours have changed.
Are you up
Alright.
early
If
in the morning?
I entered in my senior years, I'm getting up early, just like my fucking father, my grandfather. You know?
Why?
I don't- It's a physiological thing. I don't know.
Every day you're up early then?
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Do you have a lot of trouble with your sleep pattern?
No. I'm actually. I go out like a light.
Yeah.
I'm just finding myself waking up at the crack of dawn.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But do you get many hours sleep?
I get 7 hours sleep, so a little bit less than
Bloody
normal.
hell.
Just kidding.
Sorry for some.
That should be enough, shouldn't it? You know.
Yeah. But no, so when they say 7-8 hours, really. But I say no. I can't go to bed much before midnight because I just won't sleep.
Yeah,
And then I'm awake again at 4. Sometimes I can get back to sleep, just go out, do what I got to do, come back, get a drink, whatever, and
Yeah.
then, put my head down and I'm out again like that. But a lot of the time it's just like, oh, for goodness sake. And also getting your brain to shut down at night.
yep.
Well, I wouldn't say I've got a lot of things to worry about as such. There's nothing that's like bothering me or anything, but I've just got loads of thoughts. Just oh yeah, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and that's an idea. And we said about ideas for the channels and stuff,
Right.
right? My idea for what I'm doing at the moment came about when I was having a restless night.
Oh.
I couldn't sleep, and it was just like I was just like there, not thinking about it. I thought, oh, now there's a good idea. And it just did it, and it worked out far better than I thought. I thought, is it a bit too niche? But again,
Yeah.
but the brain can't always seem to switch off properly, and I have to like read a book or something like that. I've got like a tablet,
Right.
and I'll like have a book or something on there, and I'll just read for about 10-15 minutes. And then I'll start feeling tired, and then I can, then I can go to sleep.
What is your?
Depends on the content, Rob.
Yeah.
When do you edit, Jason? Early in the morning or late at night?
I'll try and do it first thing in the day. Well, it depends what time I wake up, but I like to try and get out of the house once a day at least, because I do my walking. So I try and do about an hour's walking a day, if not a bit more.
Yeah.
So I try and do that, and then I might do a little bit before I go out,
Yeah.
and then I'll do a little bit afterwards. But it depends on what the day is. Depends on what else I've got going on, and I don't have a structure as such. Apart from that, I must get the video out on Saturday by 10 o'clock. That's the main one. Anything
Right.
else is just extra.
Okay.
And
Did you have that coaching section
when.
with Ian? Did you have that coaching section with Ian for that
No. And the reason why I haven't done it is twofold. One, I suppose I should ask really. It's a little bit trepidation.
All right. Let's change the subject then. Let's just change the subject.
No. It's fine. Right. What it is that I've got so used to using the software that I'm on now.
Yeah, of course.
And having to, all right, I know he's willing to teach us, and that's fine. I'd appreciate that.
Right.
But then it's going through, and I've got to regenerate all the templates, and I've got to do this and do that. And
so maybe it's better that you screen share with him and you show him your workflow process and have him critique it. I use iMovie, right? And I have found I made so many mistakes with all the softwares on the Mac. And 2 years later, I'm now finding tutorial channels, and they're showing me all the dumb mistakes I've been making in my workflow. It's just really increased.
Mine for what I'm doing at the moment. My main thing is just to check. Make sure I've got my facts correct. That's my main thing. And
Okay.
anything that I've typed, because my typing's atrocious, partly because of my site.
Right.
I've just got to make sure that's correct.
Right.
Once that's done, and I go through and I say, right, does that match up with that video? Does that match up with that video? Yes. Is it spelt right? Does it look correct? Yes.
It's content. It's all content. I got it. It's all the writing. Yeah. Nobody can help you with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just me slowing down and not trying to rush what I'm doing.
Right.
Because if I rush things, that's when I start making mistakes.
Right.
But no, I mean, I still probably have a word with Ian about it. I just don't see that it's another one that you've got to pay for, and I don't really know if I need a software to pay for.
You may not. You know,
yeah. But no, I'll give it a go. It's just, I mean, I'm not going to bother him. Yeah, I'll wait till he's better.
Okay.
But, we'll see. I'm not. Never say never.
Okay. Good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
time for a pause. A British pause. Let's have a British pause, shall we?
Yeah.
A British pause.
Breathe, Jason. Breathe.
Let the silence. Let the silence happen. Let the silence happen.
I take it then, Mike. You are pretty active where you are and in your senior years.
Am I pretty active? Yeah, I go swimming. That's my exercise. So we go to a nice lap pool, and
that's one of the best things you can do, isn't it? Swimming.
Yeah, it's every muscle in your body gets a workout, and it's not it's a non-impact type of activity. So I love it, and the Japanese they all their whole thing is swimming properly. I mean, really everything about the Japanese is like having their strokes be absolutely correct. And so, and they can't do the side stroke. And so I can do, the side stroke is, right?
Not sure.
There's the overall.
They don't. No. That's the crawl. That's the crawl.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't demonstrate. I would be an internet celebrity if I stood up right now and demonstrated the side stroke. So you don't know it, but it's not done in Japan. They don't know how to do it. So I do it just to stand out.
It's probably called something else here. Probably do it,
Yeah. Actually, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really hot here. It's really hot and muggy. I'm not used to that. I lived in San Francisco for 24 years, and it's a very moderate, cool climate. So even though I grew up in New York, where the seasons were like this, it's kind of like hits you like a freight train. It's like it's tropical here.
Is it the humidity?
It's the humidity, yes.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh, I don't mind the heat, but humidity, no. It takes it out of you, doesn't it?
It does take it out of you. Yeah, it slows you down. You down.
I imagine.
Life.
I got a nice source of records that is a 5-minute walk from my home. They're always getting replenished, so it's a nice place to visit. So I'm surrounded by records. I make videos about records, and I got records up the street.
Do you sell them, Mike? Do you sell much? Do you sell many?
I do, but Japanese are tough buyers, boy. They know the value, and the economy is not great here. So there's no, you don't get any big windfalls. When you sell records, they go at market or just at market or just below market if you want to get the money for it.
Yeah.
I suppose selling online is probably out of the question then as well, is it?
What's that?
Selling them online.
That's how I do it.
How you do
so yeah, and so but I have to take a lot of pictures and grade them properly and provide a good description.
What on eBay?
Yahoo Auction, which is very similar to eBay, and but it's in Japan for Japanese. Foreigners use services to buy on it, In fact, I just sold a Sweet record. Not the Sweet. Shit. It'll come to me. But I just sold it, and the buyer is a company called Buy-E, which is a U.S. company. So somebody in the U.S. found it on Yahoo Auction and is buying it through an intermediator called Buy-E.
Yeah.
So I just sold a record to a Western buyer. Sweets from a Stranger. Which is that comp? Sweets from a Stranger. Who's that British band?
Sweets from a Stranger. Don't know.
Can't think.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're a lot more knowledgeable than I am, mate.
Oh no! What are you talking? What are you talking about?
Well, all right.
But-
Put it this way:
We've got our own
the
areas
earlier
of
stuff.
expertise.
Squeeze. I sold the record by Squeeze,
Oh, Squeeze. Yeah.
which
Squeeze,
is
yes,
I'm tired of. I don't really. I'm finding myself listening to rock and pop less and less. It's really
Yeah.
got to be well recorded and challenging, or if it's not, it just kind of like bores me.
Yeah, I there's a lot of. I think that's the reason why I'm not into a lot of music today is because it doesn't speak to me,
Right.
right? And it seems to be lacking genuine emotion, shall we say?
Well, it depends when it was recorded.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, the old the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, no problem.
Yes.
But there's sort of like, and all right, I'm becoming my dad. Oh, I don't understand kids' music today, right? Well, it happens to all of us.
Yes.
But it just, the stuff, suddenly I would say the last 10, 15 years, it all sounds very, very samey. It doesn't really go anywhere. There's no soul to it.
Understood. Derivative.
I know that, and when I say that, I'm damn sure there are bands out there that are, but
Right.
they're not getting the exposure that these other bands are.
Rob knows where to look. Thank you, Rob. He looks in the right places.
Rob, yeah, you mentioned bands, mate. We should listen to. I'll go and give them a listen by all means.
Yeah, just watch some of his videos. You'll soon
Yeah.
pick up on the bands.
And again, we've all got very different tastes. But no, what I call the charts, right, as it used to be, or the
Yeah.
mainstream stuff, it's all very samey.
It's crap. It's crap. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's what I'm saying. The bands.
It's crap.
The bands.
We
need-
Americans
the
don't
bands-
say samey. We don't say samey.
Yeah.
That's not a word for us.
Similar. The same as.
Thank you.
You know.
Thank you. Let's
Yeah.
up the the intelligence quotient.
I think part of it, Martin, is because now we're not relying on record labels like we used to be. Right, normally it was like whatever the record label produced, and there's so many artists now that are doing their own thing, their own
Right.
promotion.
Right.
Right. So unless you have a day to just sit there and randomly listen to any old music, you're not going to be aware it's available.
Yep. That's a
And
good
that's
point.
why-
Unless it's in the mainstream, it's not going to be listened to by the general everyday
No.
Joe blogs, is it?
And it's not promoted. If it was promoted more,
Yeah.
and this has been the thing for years.
In the 60s, if you think about a label like Columbia, that label,
Yeah.
they were really, really picky. And so, you were pretty much sure that if an artist was recording on a certain label, it would be good because it went through a kind of a filter beforehand, right? But now there's hundreds of labels, right?
There is, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with what the guys are saying about the charts. I've not listened to the charts in a hell of a long time. Right? It used to be the thing. You would go on, and when it was on Sundays, 4:00 in the afternoon, BBC Radio 1, 4 till 7, and they wouldn't play the whole song, but they would play every song in the top 40. So even the stuff that wasn't as well known was still getting some attention. And they did have, was it Zane Lowe, possibly? And he would do a thing, he did it on MTV as well, but brand new. And that was a good way of getting into tunes that weren't known beforehand, and it's helped a lot. That and the chart show, the ITV chart show that used to be on in the 80s and 90s. That was a good source for bands that weren't known, because they would do the indie charts, they would do the rock charts, right?
Thank you, Padre. Thank you, Padre Walker.
Yeah. I agree with what you say completely. You know.
There's a lot of choice.
Yes, it is. But there is one good way to find new bands.
And that is?
And that's by going to see bands that you do like and taking a notice of the support acts.
Taking notice of the what?
The support acts.
Of course.
Right, that's how I got into Muse. That's how I got into the Virgin Marys. Both of those supported Skunk Anansies I mentioned the other day. Trying to think who else. Oh, Mother's Day Out, although they only ever released one album. Yeah, we do that. Okay, not all of them are going to be great, but at least it's another way of getting into stuff that you may not have heard otherwise. I know I would have never heard of some of these bands if I'd never gone to see the other bands I like.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how big Muse are now.
Mm-hmm.
Massive. So, yeah. And that all supported from a support slot.
Do you still think they're massive? I think they've had their day, Muse.
Well, I think people still like a hell of a lot of people in multiple countries still like them.
Mm.
You know, they're maybe not as big over here as they used to be, but then that seems to happen to a lot of bands. I think the British public are very fickle, and they swap tastes. You know, whilst someone's prominent, yes, they listen to them. Who was it who said? It was something about gigs, and people were just going to gigs just to hear the hits, and once the hits are played, they left.
Mm.
No, you don't do that. If you're going to fork out 30, 40 quid for a gig, right, and that's like bare minimum these days, then go watch the whole gig, and that's support band included. Get your money's worth. You never know, you might actually hear some songs aside from the hits that you actually like. And people don't seem to do that. It's the attention span thing again. People just don't seem to have the attention span they used to.
Yeah, I can imagine that's probably true, Rob. 73% of people ignore new music after the age of 32.
I think I got to probably 40 before I started getting that. So I was, and to be fair, if someone introduced me to an album, I'm going to give it a fair crack. I'm not just going to ignore it because it's new. Put me in the right direction. I'll have a listen. I might like it. I might not. But that's another good way of getting into new music is word of mouth. Right. I did get. What was that? What was that band that Nick and Ian went to see? Was it the Soap Girls?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say I like them,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't dislike them. I think they're okay if someone put it on the radio. Yeah, I'd listen to it, but not something I necessarily go out and buy. And I think that's the other part of it as well, is people's a bit more. Well, I certainly am a bit more stringent with what you go and get, and I'd much rather go and get an older album by somebody that I know that I'm familiar with,
right,
than say a new band that I know like one song.
Well, but
there's got to be a good 3 singles on an album. You know, 3 songs on an album that I like before I go. Yeah, I'm going to go and buy that. And again, even then, I'll try and get a bargain on it. But yeah,
budget and income also have a play in this, don't you think, Jason?
Well, this is kind of what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, I've got money. I'm not like on the breadline or anything like that. But at the same time, some of the other part of it is space. This is only a small little flat, and I've got so much stuff in here from like my childhood and when I was collecting comics, and most of that's gone now. But there's collectibles and this, that, and the other, and it's just like, where'd you put it all?
You don't have an idea, Jason.
Yeah, I don't want it in boxes gathering dust. Do you know what I mean? It comes out.
Say it again, Simon.
You don't have Spotify, do you, Jason?
I do have Spotify.
Well, then you should be able to find new music on there, surely.
Yeah, it's the time I'm always doing something else, right?
You're making excuses now. You got the tools to use. Oh
yeah.
You're not using it.
Yeah, I know. But it's a lot of it's the time as well. Because
you got his time. You know.
Yeah, but I use it all up. That's what I'm saying.
You can't do, surely.
Yeah. I've got albums. Admittedly, I mean, I've got albums here that I've listened to once, and I really need to dig them out and listen to again.
Or sell them.
You've got all the time in the world, Jason, to listen to music.
I've got Blu-rays up on my shelf that still got the shrink wrap on that I bought a year ago, and I've never watched them.
You guys are hoarders. You know that? You collectors are just like unbelievable people. Whenever I hear somebody say something like that, my jaw just drops.
I know.
That is so friggin' wasteful. It's just unbelievable. You need to go to hoarders. You need to go to Hoarders Anonymous. Hello, my name is Jason, and I'm a hoarder. Hello, Jason. Welcome. Coffee and donuts right behind you.
Hands up. No, hands up. But having said that, I have got rid of a lot of stuff. I've still got a load more to get rid of, but I think a lot of mine is energy as well, physical energy. I don't have a massive amount of energy.
Right. I understand.
This is why quite a few of my original YouTube friends who I still talk to know about this, but I was born with a hole in my heart.
Okay.
Right, and so although I've never had an operation or anything like that, I think it does affect my energy levels.
Okay.
So I go through a day, right? I get up at 7, 8 o'clock. I get to lunchtime. I'll have my lunch, and that's it. I'm done.
Okay.
So then I go to bed. Say 1 o'clock. I don't wake up again until 5, so that's 4 hours of the day wasted. And then it's just time just seems to go by so quickly, and it seems.
Then that's where your time's going, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just don't have the. This is why I'm trying to do the exercising and everything as well.
Right.
Get the weight. If I can get the weight off, make myself fitter. I have more energy.
Okay.
Therefore, be able to have more time to do things.
Okay.
But it's getting there.
All right though. When we met up, though, you seemed, all right walking around, and
I can do it. Right, I'm capable of doing it. When I've got.
Is it psychological?
I think part of it's psychological. It's when I've got more incentive to do it as well. Days. I mean, this week I've had about a couple of days I just didn't want to do anything. Just did not want to know about anything, or I wasn't depressed or anything like that. I just quite happy just to stay in bed, have a bit of a read now and again, get some Z's, wake up, get some food, go back to bed, over and over. And then, of course, that messes up your cycle anyway. That doesn't help. So, my own worst enemy in that regard.
It's a life.
I've got this.
A life of leisure. It's a life of leisure.
Yeah.
You are.
It is.
You're a country gentleman. surrounded by your shrink wrap DVDs.
You live in the
today.
If I was in a different century, I'd be sat there in the gentleman's lounge with the old smoking jacket and the carpet slippers and Jeeves, bring me a whiskey.
What a conundrum!
What's going on,
what
fellows?
A conundrum! What should I listen to today?
No, but then, you do, and you get a little bit bored of doing the same thing all the time as well.
Yes.
So that's the other thing. In some ways, I do wish I was. And it's very difficult with my sight. In some ways, I do wish I was back at work.
Right.
But this is why
it straightens you out being at work. I tell you. Although your time,
you appreciate.
You make time. You learn to make time for certain things. You go to bed at a certain time. It structures you.
Yes, I know that's the thing. I don't have a structure, and I think that's part of the issue.
When you were working, Jason, what line of work were you in?
I was doing retail. I worked for a DIY firm. It's what you sort of known as Home Depot or something like that.
Were you were you customer facing or were you back office?
Yeah. Well, I did a bit of everything. I did warehouse. I did garden centre. I did main shop floor. I did tills. Whatever was needed, really.
So you're a people person. You're a people person.
Yeah. I found it very easy to advise people on things. Once I got the knowledge, I could advise people really easy. My thing that I was doing, my main thing was painting and decorating. Now, it's really weird because I can't paint a wall to save my life. But I can tell you how to do it.
Yes. we will work hard. We will work harder to try to entertain you.
Yeah.
We will. Let's all do our part in making sure that Mr. Rob Walker Esquire is entertained for the next 20 minutes. Let's reverse the course of his mood, shall we? Simon, are you in? Are you in on this?
He's a very hard man to please, Michael.
Will you join me?
We'll try.
Simon, let's all do our part. Let's all to make his frown a smile.
Turn his frown upside down.
Yes.
Would you like? I'm taking requests. Would you like me to sing a song?
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Did you know that one? Can you do that one?
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. That's a weird song. We had some weird songs, didn't we, as kids? And I think that's universal.
I know this sounds like an interview of you. It's really not. But what is that emblem on your shirt, Jason?
This.
No, on the other side, that like animal thing. What the F is that? What is that? That white thing. Oh. And what's the final stage? What's the final stage of evolution there?
It's the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. You ever seen Stranger Things?
I'm not really a fan. No, I
love it.
It's so complicated. I can't follow it. There's so many turns. So it's one of those series like you'd have to go back and watch this thing from start. And I don't want to commit.
I'll tell you what, I've gone back to an old series which I've neglected over the last 20 years. The Sopranos.
It's a marvelous series. It's a marvelous series.
Yeah,
the way he grunts. You could just do a video of capturing Tony's grunts, and going to the Bing.
Yeah, it's a great series. Really,
it is a great series. It is.
My big thing at that time was Sons of Anarchy. I loved that show.
Me too. That's the meanest. The violence in that thing is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they used the woman from Married with Children to play his mother.
They did, yeah. She was great.
She was a great actress. And yeah, I really like the guy who kept. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but he loses. The guy who loses his sight, and then he gets. He keeps getting beaten up and attacked in prison. The one who could only remember the scent of his girlfriend. And what's the protagonist's name? What's his is it Dex? What's his name?
Jax Teller is the main character.
Jax's girlfriend brings him some perfume of his old girlfriend to smell on his wrist, and he's just like soaking it in. What a scene that was!
Yeah, there's some really good stuff on there. I mean, even Ron Perlman was brilliant in it.
He's a brilliant actor, Ron Perlman. Yep.
Yeah, he is. He's very good. Yeah, very good. I nearly got to meet Jax Teller once, but the queue was so bloody long. I ended up giving up because it was just ridiculous.
He's British, isn't he? The actor's British, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is. I don't think he's American.
I don't know.
He's one of yours.
It could well be.
Who is he?
I don't actually know. It's the only thing I've ever seen him in, you see.
I also like the dark-haired guy who falls in love with all the transvestites, who's got a thing for transvestites. He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
They're all dark.
Even yeah. I mean, the thing is, they're all very nasty people, but you can't help but kind of like them.
But they're family. They're family, just like the Sopranos.
That's the thing. Despite how messed up they are, yeah. But no, that was a really good show. I'm
tempted to dip into The Boys. I'm almost ready to start The Boys from season 1, episode 1. God help me.
I've just watched. I won't give anything away at all, but I'll just say that I've watched the season, the episode that came out yesterday.
Yeah,
it's gruesome. It's really gruesome. Yeah, there's a bit I just had to I knew what was coming up, but no, I'll just wait till they finish talking. Right, you finished. You haven't finished, right? Okay. Once it's done, it's fine.
TV's really changed, hasn't it, fellas?
It has.
Sorry?
TV's really changed.
Oh, yeah, but there's so much you can get away. I
think the Sopranos series has laid the groundwork for all the other sort of big series after that, hasn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah,
well, You have to remember, before The Boys was Preacher, and Preacher was messed up. That was really messed up. Yeah, it's written by the series. Both of them are based on comic books, right?
Yeah.
And Preacher was same guy, Garth Ennis, who's an English writer, right? Was he English or is he Irish?
I don't know. It's your story, Jason.
I can't remember whether he's English or Irish. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he's from the UK, shall we say? Everyone says British, so we call him British, right? And now he's done some brilliant stuff. Preacher, if you're in any way or shape or form religious, it might be a good idea to steer away from it, because there's some of the things that are said in it that are quite controversial. Basically, it's this guy because God goes missing.
What goes missing?
God goes missing.
What goes missing?
God.
G-O-D?
He goes missing, and no one knows where he is. And this bloke is looking for him to find out where he's gone.
Oh, the preacher. Oh, okay.
Right?
Yes, I think I have seen some clips on YouTube.
Yeah. But the preacher himself is messed up, and he's killed people, and he gets drunk, and all the things a preacher shouldn't really do.
Yes.
But it's all supposedly in the name of, and there's this other this with some of it I thought, I am not letting my mum watch this, because she would be outraged. Right? She's not big religious, but she's a churchgoer, shall we say?
Okay.
So yeah, she don't she doesn't push it on other people, but at the same
Okay.
time, yeah.
I think
I was like, no.
if we start talking about your mother, Jason, I think our viewership is going to go from 15 to like
That's
2.
what I'm not.
So
I'm
let me
not,
just
I'm not.
a word to the wise, okay? A word to the
Yeah.
wise. Okay.
Good. No, why do you think my channel's called Not Suitable for Mum?
Why do I think your channel's not super what?
My channel is called Not Suitable for Mum.
Am I
So
still
that's
enjoying
what
the
tells you what you
VC?
need
I'm
to
not
know.
really in the VC, Rob. I'm in Japan. I'm not in the American VC. I'm having fun with my British friends, and I'm making my videos about Japanese record stores. I'm having a great time. My channel's growing. I just monetized. Things are going well.
Sweet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, good
Now
man.
take his comment down because he's annoying.
No, but no, but that's what how my channel came about. So I thought I'm gonna say stuff that my folks ain't gonna like. So, well, it started off as JCTV because JC, my initials, yeah, TV.
Jesus
obviously.
Christ. Jesus Christ Television.
Exactly what I got. I got people coming on and go, this isn't what I was expecting, or start going on to me about this, and I thought, no, this is not a religious channel. So I already had the subtext, Not Suitable for Mum, so that just became the main title. And I thought, well, yeah, my mum's not going to want to watch this, so it's like what do you call it? Not safe for work.
Mike, I'm editing a video of this store that has the most incredible rock bootlegs and rare rock records from the UK and the United States. You are going to die. And I've captured all the best jackets. I'm putting the finishing touches on it right now, and nobody shops at the store. It's as dead as they come. It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much vinyl here. I don't want to, I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm trying to encourage people. Huh?
Show us some vinyl. Show us some vinyl.
What do you mean show you the vinyl?
Show us some vinyl. Show us some Japanese vinyl.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Boss me around.
You've been told, sir. You've got to listen to your host. He knows what he's talking about.
Christ.
At least I hope he knows what he's talking about.
Okay, now.
Sorry, mate. I'm just kidding with you.
I was only playing, Michael. I didn't have to take it too seriously.
Okay. Do you want me to do this or
yeah, sure.
Whatever you've got, mate. You know.
So, up the street from me. Oh God, I look like an old man. Up the street from me, there's a Hard Off, right? They sell used records, used audio gear, and all sorts of electronic shit. Some collector must have died because they got a shitload of Leon Russell, J.J. Cale, Dr. John, and Delaney and Bonnie. And like not only just the artists, but like the friends of the artists. So I've been looking for this record for a long time. I really like Delaney and Bonnie, right? And this is Delaney Bramlett's first solo record, and it's just like a Delaney and Bonnie record. I mean, it's like he's backed up by these black singers, Vinetta Fields, and I paid 550 yen for it, which is the equivalent of $3. And look at this. Wow. It's a sample disc for $3.
I do like when you get that, yeah.
It's a sample disc.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay. And that's really typical of stuff that you'll find here. And not only do we find, here's another one. I got this for $6. This is Tony Williams Lifetime. This is Tony Williams, and it's a guy that I was introduced to when I was a kid. Right? Look at this. It's in impeccable condition. Right? I paid the equivalent of $6 for it, and wouldn't you know that inside, once again, it's another white label promo.
Yeah.
White label promo. Did I show the
Right.
prices, Mike? I show the prices on everything now, and even the description. I'm highlighting. I'm using a photo editor to really get in on the descriptions, but I'm not. Most of them are in English. You're going to have to do the. I'm not going to do the exchange change. That's too much of a pain in the ass. It's too much work. So you guys are going to have to.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, not hard to do. What else have I got recently? Oh, where is she? Okay. So I'm in a record store a couple weeks ago, and I showed this on Ian's channel, but just as an example of the wealth of like fucking American vinyl in Japan, right? And
Yeah.
British vinyl. And I'm not talking about the Japanese pressings, I'm talking about imported into Japan, right? I come across this Columbia Records. This was produced by Al Cooper, right? And I email him. I mean, he's still alive, and I'm a fan. And he doesn't have many fans that are living. He emails me back, and he's like, "How much did you pay for it? That's super rare." Even he told me, and he produced the record.
I remember you showed that one before.
She's so fucking good. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was 800 yen, So what is that? $6 I think, or even less.
Bargain.
So what else? What else do you want? What else have I bought recently?
I must admit,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I must admit, I do like a good promo or a rare pressing, of something.
Yeah. I mean, here's where is it? I mean, you pay a premium. There's plenty of this stuff in Japan, right? And the Japanese will pay. They want this too. It's not just.
I love
Westerners. They want that. They want that because, it's a symbol of, that's in good condition, right? But still, you can get a record with an Obi on it and it plays like crap because somebody played the hell out of it. So you got to be careful. But I'll tell you, it seems to me that Japanese don't play their records a lot because every record I get has got like zero spindle wear and very little. Hold on.
It looks like an authentic Japanese record when it has the Obi, though, doesn't it?
What's that?
It looks like an authentic Japanese record.
Yeah,
it does. It doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it's a world of difference when it has an Obi and doesn't have an Obi. I mean, it's a Japanese pressing, it plays well, but it looks better.
It does.
What I like with the Japanese ones is they quite often have a bunch of bonus tracks on there. Things like B-sides or something stuff that wasn't released, shall we say, over in Japan originally. And so
you're talking about CDs, though. Records.
But I've heard you say that. I have had vinyl records, or at least I've seen them, where they do seem to have, or the track listing is different, or something like that. What was it? I can't remember now.
I don't know, but I'll be honest with you. I've never come across Japanese pressings that have different tracks on them. They have inserts and booklets and extras that they have because they write all the stuff about the artist. Usually they have a writer come in and give the whole history about the artist. I mean, I have a record by Kathy McDonald, right? And there's a fucking 8-page booklet in there. A singer that like Americans have completely forgotten about, right?
Yeah.
And you can pick it up in Japan, Japanese pressing, and it's got all the shit in there to give you background. And they need that because Japanese can't understand the words that are being sung in the song, right? And they're hungry for information. And so, writers step in and offer the stuff.
I do wonder whether, because I know there have been some releases over there whether the feeder would have any much in the way of a Japanese catalog.
So, what are you asking me?
Feeder.
FIDA. What's FIDA?
Feeder.
Band.
Huh?
The bands, Feeder. We mentioned them before.
I don't know.
Feeder.
Feeder. Anyway, yeah, because,
I swear to God, I can't understand what the fuck you're saying.
Slow it down, Jason. Slow it
I want
down.
you to know. I want you to know that I'm leaving this conversation, and I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
oh, right, I'll spell it.
Okay.
FEEDER.
Oh, feeder.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We say
Sorry,
feeder.
is it my overly English accent?
I have no idea. I will look them up later. I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's because of the bass player, you see, and it's well respected over there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just interested.
I mean, in the early. I mean, I'll walk into a store and I'll see compilations that are Japanese produced that I've never seen before. So that, they made their own records here using tapes. And there's a ton of bootlegs. It's just, when you walk into stores here, the sections for a single artist is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's so deep.
Are they relatively easy to look through?
Yes.
Because I've been in stores and everything's just all right, it's an alphabetical order, but it's wedged in.
Incredibly organized, plenty of space. You don't get calluses on your fingers. I'll give you an example. I went into this rock store that I'm working on the video right now. They have this huge section on Atomic Rooster. And not only did they have all the Atomic Rooster records, they had all the records by all the guys that went off and did solo records from that band. Yeah. Okay. That's why Ian, who's so into Deep Purple, gets so excited because there's so many Ian Gillan records here, right? That you can't find in the States anymore or in the UK.
Yeah.
But they're pricey. I mean, they're asking, $50, $75, $200, $300 for this record. They're not stupid. They know they're rare.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought something. Right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. There's something I'll dig out for you that you may or may not have seen.
Okay.
Yes, bootlegs. Right, I'm very interested in bootlegs as well.
Okay.
Right, I'll be back in a minute or two.
Okay, so just for our studio audiences, I'm speaking to you on my iPhone. I'm looking over and I'm looking at the chat and I see that there's some scuffles. So I'm oblivious to it. So, whatever's going on with people in the chat, I got no idea.
No,
that's all right. I'm on to
but thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, everybody. Je suis American. Okay, what's he getting?
Bootlegs, I believe. I didn't even know he had any. So.
My wife's getting up soon, so you're not going to have me too much longer. I'm just giving you the.
Well, thanks for coming on here anyway, and
Yeah, my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Surprised we got a word in edgeways with Jason on here. I mean, he does like to waffle.
But I'm careful in my interruptions, and
you got good timing.
Good. It's hard. It's hard.
It is. It's not easy, is it?
No. My and have you ever seen Darren on some of the American live streams?
I've seen
similar interview style that I have, but we're working things out too.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Any?
I'm being very politically correct right now.
Any live streams you possibly doing in the future, or you just completely?
I'm trying to figure out how to go to a record store and do a live stream from a record store. And what I want to do is partner with somebody who is going to be, because I can't see, you're going to be, I'm not going to be able to manage a chat And so I want someone to direct me, much like what that guy I was working with the remote shopping. I want to do that kind of thing in a store and have people experiencing what I can see in a store. And then I can, because I know the store, I can guide and I can show people exactly what's there. You follow? But there's not going to be any buying. So it's kind of like going to be like, kind of like a fluff girl. And born in the street, I'm gonna get you up, but we're not gonna have a release. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really set up for commerce.
We'll figure it out.
Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Did you find
Hello.
Did I miss anything interesting?
Simon was asking me about my live streaming plans, and I was telling him about that. And
which there are plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find the bootlegs?
Yeah. Sorry.
Did you find the bootlegs, Jason?
Yeah. So the bootleg, I picked this up. Reading '95. Like first time I ever saw the band live.
Yes.
Don't know if you can see that very well.
Oh yeah, Skunk Anansie, yeah.
Golden Wonder. And this was really good to get hold of because it's got 4 tracks on there that ended up being on their second album.
Gotcha.
And they got different names and stuff and everything. So the main one I really
what kind of music?
Very Brit. Well, what's classed as Brit rock, 90s Brit rock. So
90s Brit rock. Okay.
Yeah, we're quite heavy in places. They've got all different stuff. They've got like a little bit of gospel in there, some soul, some funk. They really
I like
mix it around.
Okay.
Yeah. Just with that style of singing, it's got almost like a gospel-y sound sometimes.
Is it like Rip Rig and Panic?
Oh no, different to them.
Okay.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if they may have had a little bit of an influence on them, possibly, because because that was Lady Cherry's original band, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe they had a little bit of influence on them. I don't know.
So the woman on the cover is the singer of the band?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not what she looks like normally. She's got completely covered in gold makeup.
Gotcha.
Right, but yeah, no, Skin is her name, or proper name is Debbie Dyer. But no, this was really good. I picked it up at the actual Reading Festival, and there's a brilliant track with Lenny Kravitz on there as well.
Okay.
Anti Love Song.
Okay, is this a bootleg? You're showing it
because a bootleg.
Okay.
I'll show you the inside. You can sort of see for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a UK bootleg, right?
As far as I know, I've never really looked into it in a great deal, but I believe so.
Nice production value for a bootleg.
I don't think it was overly expensive either. I think it was under £10.
Gotcha.
A long time ago. And then you said about the Obi strips and stuff.
Is it a live performance?
Sorry, there is live stuff on there. Yeah, unfortunately, my site I can't read that very well. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay, I can read some of it. Okay,
yeah,
I'll look it up.
Yeah, there is live stuff on there. I mean, the one with Lenny Kravitz is live.
Got it.
And it's things off like German television and all sorts. So I don't know how the person got hold of all the stuff, but I'm having that, And then you said about the Obi strip.
Yes.
One of the band I've been mentioning a lot. Japanese release.
I got to tell you something. Obi strips on CDs are the biggest pain in the ass in the world. What are you supposed to? What the F are you supposed to do with those?
I know.
They're the most ridiculous anal retentive things I ever come across in my life.
You're right,
what do? We save them. And we take good care that they keep their crease clean, and we put them in there. It's like every time we take them out, we're like a museum archivist. Ridiculous. Who's the band?
But no, this one I've had for quite a long time now, and it's stayed in pretty good nick. I mean, you can see. Well, you see for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, really, is there?
No, it's in impeccable condition.
So, I know, I do look after my stuff, or at least I try to, put it that way.
Yes.
The only problem you've got is with your records and everything, when they keep bloody falling over when you're trying to take another one out.
Yes.
That's a pain in the butt.
Yes. That's true.
But no, I just thought, because what you were mentioning, I thought I'd show you those, because
Thank you.
ones are quite, I do, well, both very good. And yeah, because that Virgin Mary one is a copy of their first album. It's a completely different cover from the other one as well, which is another thing I quite like. What's the other one? Not Japanese releases. De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I've got 3 copies of that on CD alone.
Oh.
And
do you do that a lot? Buy the same copy of a record multiple times?
If it's got something a bit different about it, yes.
Okay.
It's not necessarily an awful lot. I mean, before they were a big thing, right, or a standard thing, should we say?
Yes.
I've got the standard copy, which is just a silver disc with writing printed on it. Then I've got what they call a picture CD.
Yes.
Which is literally the cover on the CD, which is, it became a standard now. But at the time, it was something of a rarity is not really the word. It was a bit unique, should we say? Not many people were doing it. And then I've got another copy where all the colours are, if you like, inversed. So instead of yellow on the back and pink, yellow on the front and pink on the back, it's pink on the front and yellow on the back. And that was the only reason I got it, just because it was different. And I think the tracks are in a slightly different order. But I thought, it's different. I like the album, I'll get it. And then I've got like the second album they did, and that came with an answering machine tape and a sticker.
Came with a what? Came with what?
An answering machine tape.
An answering machine tape. Really? So it was like in a box? It was in a package?
Yeah, it came in a cassette. It was just a cassette, just a cassette in a blue box, just a box. If you wait a second, I'll get it for you. I can show you.
All right.
I'll make
if you want. I don't have to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So I've got this friend in Tokyo, American, and he buys shrink wrap records, and he buys like the most impeccable condition records, and he brings them home and he puts them on a shelf and listens to their music, and he streams their music.
Yeah.
And he's into like building. He's into building a collection that he wants to sell. And he's buying like rare punk, American punk, and he's an expert on it, right? And he and I lock horns all the time. I'm always making jokes about the fact that he hasn't heard the record. But there's all types of collectors out there,
Yeah, true. But yeah. No, I do it for the music. That's all it is to me. It's yes, I'm a completist. So I like to get, all the various things in different formats, and if there's something a little bit different, then yeah, again, yes, I get it. But I don't go nuts. Right? I'm a band I'm into. I might not buy the best of CD if everything on there's exactly all stuff I've already got. If it's got some new songs or B-sides or whatever, again, that's different.
Right.
If it's songs that are on all the albums I've already got.
What artist are you a hands down? Have you hands down successfully completed a collection of?
Oh, I can't say any of them with certainty. Because there's stuff that the singles, if you like, some of them only had digital releases. But I believe there are promo copies out there, so I can't say 100% certainty. Skunk Anansie is pretty extensive.
Who?
That's Skunk Anansie, the one I showed, right? Yeah. They're pretty extensive. Quite possibly Feeder I've got everything of. Who else? Reef, maybe. Television, no, I've got some gaps in. I know I've got gaps in there. The very
They didn't
early
have that.
stuff.
Television didn't have that many records in
No,
the
no.
oeuvre, huh?
That's television. This is Terror Vision.
Thank you.
Yeah, as in the movie.
we need to have phonetics underneath in the.
Sorry. Right. Anyway, yeah. What's
But
your
that's good. That's good. We had. I think. That's good. I didn't know this about you. So I'm basically saying. I'm basically asking you, what kind of a collector are you? That's really.
Yeah.
And you're answering the question.
Yeah. If I would like to be more of a completist than I am. Put it that way. But I'm getting there slowly but surely.
What about yourself, Michael?
Yeah.
I'm just a bee going from flower to flower, and in search of a record that brings me joy, and when I play that record and the skin, I get goosebumps. I'm really, really happy. And when it does things that sonically challenge my ears, I'm really, really happy. And if it brings out emotion, I'm really, really happy. And that's what I try to populate my collection with. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be very big. It just needs to bring me that kind of joy. And that's what I'm all about. Yeah. And in the meantime, what I do with my videos is the way I'm learning about music that I don't know about is I'm making these videos and these things are like passing through my hands. Okay. And I'm documenting it. And that's kind of a way for me to go, well, I'm really into vinyl, but I'm really into presenting it, right? And that's where I found my sweet spot, because I'm not going to, because my wife would divorce me if I took our precious retirement money and started investing in something like vinyl records. It's just not going to happen at my age.
No. End of the day, just buy what you like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simon. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all fine, but you have no complete discographies then.
No. Yeah. The Au Pairs, the Au Pairs, and Bloodwind Pig, and Dexy's Midnight Runners. Except I hate everything after Don't Stand Me Down. So I'm a completist on Dexy's up until Don't Stand Me Down. So and the Au Pairs only had 2 records, and Bloodwind Pig only had 2 records. So I'm a completist there. And I love those records. Absolutely, play them to death.
Yeah. Well, that's what it should be at the end of the day. But you just buy what you enjoy. Don't buy it for value, because it's like anything else. Yes, it could be worth something one day, but do you want to sell it? No.
Well, do you want to sell it? And that's one of the things that one thing that I said to my friend.
What's
that?
You'll sell it one day. What a day will come a day where you want to sell your records. It will. It'll happen.
And it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while because as I said to my friend, you have these incredible Black Flag and Bad Brains records, and they're worth, each one is, and you have Pill Metal Box. I go, the time to sell is now. And he said, fuck you. And I said, look, the people who love that music are now in their 50s and 60s. They've made their money. They have rich disposable income, and they have the memories. And the next generation who comes up is not going to remember Bad Brains and Black Flag so well. Yeah. They're going to be more of a legacy thing. And he said, fuck you. So I threw up my hands. I can't get through the guy. But believe me, there are certain genres of music. Now is the time to sell. And if you think I'm wrong, debate me. I'm up for that debate.
I tend to agree.
I think my collection. So put it this way: some of my collection, it depends whether I get buried or cremated. But basically, it's coming with me. Some of it is coming with me.
He's right. I actually agree with him. Isn't it incredible? There's something that Rob Walker just said that I agree with.
Wow.
Selling 3,000 records would take 10 years, especially if you want the prices that you want to get.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everybody talks about, this record could get X dollars or this pounds. Nobody says, I just sold this record for X dollars, X pounds. Nobody ever,
Yeah.
you never said that. They go and they get a hard on looking at Discogs at all the value, but it takes months and years to find a buyer, to get that
Yeah.
obscure thing
Yeah.
that you have to sell.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
I'll probably let my I'll will my record collection to my family and let them do with it what they want. You know, if they want to keep it, keep it. If they want to give it to charity, give it to charity. You know, I'm not going to know anyway. But I'd rather it go to them, and then them decide what they want to do with it. You know, not because I'm lazy or I can't be bothered to do it myself. But because, well, I am, but that's another story. No, but
It's painfully long.
I just sold that Squeeze record that I sold. It took I think I've had it listed for a year. Okay, a year. That means every fucking week I got to go and relist it. Okay,
Yeah.
It's like it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's a common record. So you get into more obscure stuff. Your buying pool starts to shrink. So list it now, Jason. Want a hobby? Go into that. Those hours where you have the energy. Start listing it, because there is a long runway to close a deal.
I'll list them. I've got I've got all my CDs now, pretty much on Discogs. That's done. I've got some of my vinyl on Discogs. I've got to go through and find out. I'm not one of these people. It's got to be. It's got to be exactly the version that I've got listed. As long as I've got the album listed, I know, because at the end of the day, it can be a British copy, it can be an American copy, a German copy, whatever. Right? If I wanted to replace it, I don't mind which one it is, as long as I can listen to it. Right?
Yes.
But no, I don't think I could sell my records. I don't want to sell my records.
Yeah. To Astro Zombie's point, the Smithsonian Institution is not going to be calling your heirs to buy your record collection.
No, it won't. I know, and that's not what it's for. It's like I said, if they want to give it to a charity shop, and the charity shop gets something out of it, then fine, give it to a charity shop. That's fine with me. Anyway, I'm going to pause the camera because I don't want to do a Nick and show my butt on camera whilst I go and get that tape that I was going to demonstrate to you.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I think 1,000 records is manageable. I think you're right there. When you get to sort of 2,000-3,000 or more,
you forget what you have, and then you start buying shit. You forgot what you have.
Yeah, it is, and they start spilling out of cupboards and whatnot, and you got them in downstairs cupboard or whatever. That's when you got a problem.
It is a buying problem.
Yeah.
It's when you need to go to Record Collectors Anonymous. Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm a hoarder.
Have you ever had a large collection, Michael, and then sold a lot of it, or a whole lot? Has that ever happened?
Not sold it, dumped it. Dumped it. I have never in my life, had a collection incrementally of anything, and in a disciplined way, incrementally sold it off. It was all like stupid, rash decisions, and usually it was coupled with moving, right?
Yeah.
Moving cross country.
Moving encourages the culling, doesn't it?
Yes, moving encourages the culling, absolutely. And you give them to a family member, and they take rotten care of them, and then you come back, and then you're pissed off, and shit happens.
I've culled my collection of 200, 300 records a couple of times in the past, and I never really felt guilty or thought too much about it. After, as I expected, maybe I might have done, but I didn't, and I was all right, I just think sometimes in your head when it's the right time to cut back
Yeah.
and sell certain things, you know. When you move, that's a definite crossroads where you just think, well, I have to, you know, there's just no way this is gonna fit into my smaller room or whatever you got, you know, whatever you're moving into. So, you know.
I mean, what I try to do, and it's kind of dopey, is I really do keep two spreadsheets, and it's, you know, I try to sell records. When I cull, I try to use the proceeds to buy records. Okay, and right now I'm in the red, but you know, hopefully I'll balance out. It's selfish having over 1,000. Oh, he's very philosophical there. You're keeping them away from the marketplace. You're keeping them from the people. Okay, Jason, what do you have?
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, this is basically, I've got the album to hand itself, but this is what came with the album. Oh, let's hold it back a bit.
Hold it a little bit closer to the camera. I see this thing.
That's a single, isn't it?
No,
it's an answering machine.
It's an answering machine and message.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay. On the song that it's taken from, right? There was a song. Okay, the album's called De La Soul Is Dead. It was the second album.
Yeah.
And on there they have a track called Ring Ring Ring. Now there was a band quite big in the UK for a while called Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
And they had a song called Name and Number. Don't know if you remember that one.
Not really, but I know the band.
The chorus is, I won't sing it because I can't. But the chorus is basically, "Hey, how are you doing? Sorry you couldn't get through. If you'd like to leave your name and your number, and we'll get back to you." Right.
Right.
That was the hook they used for the song.
So, is there anything special about this tape? Can it be played in a regular cassette player, or
it can be played in a regular cassette player? I did actually record it onto an MP3 file, and my mate for a while actually had it on his mobile.
How long is it?
So how old?
How long? How long is the track?
Oh, it's what, 30 seconds, if that.
Okay.
Why
does it say?
Why have it then if it's only 30 seconds?
Right, basically it's I can remember his proper name, but it's always in the band. He's always known as Postonus, right? And it was the chap with the spiky hair and the glasses. And he said, "This is plug one. This is what he's going to write from that funky crazy group De La Soul. We can't get to the phone. Something I can't remember, don't quote me on this, but it's something like, we can't get to the phone right now. So if you'd like to leave your name and your number, we'll get right back to you." Right? That's something like that.
How we Americans do it. That's the style of an outgoing message on an answer machine by an American.
And the song is basically about how once their first album came out, they got well known, and everybody and their uncle was sending them demo tapes.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what the song's about, and it's like basically, right? They put this on your thing, right? They whether they actually use this themselves or whether it's just done for the album, I don't know. But it's almost like they're saying, look, you can send us your demo by all means, right? But if we get a chance to listen to it, we will. But if we don't, sorry, sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And that was the other thing that came with it as well. It's only a little thing. I've never taken it. I've never put it up on my cupboard or anything.
Ring, ring, ring. Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, just a little sticker.
Yeah.
So, again, that was why I got that copy of the album, because it came with this. It was different.
Yeah.
She said about multiple copies. So if things are different enough, then sure.
Yeah. No, I buy that. No debate. No debate. It's got a difference.
Yeah, quirky, but they're a bit like that though. Anyway, De La Soul in their early years, a bit sort of you listen to the music, it's quite quirky and different.
Right.
So it makes sense. But there's loads of stuff. I've silly little things like that I've picked up over the years, and you don't necessarily know it exists until you see it.
You're very much a collector, I think, Jason, aren't you? You like to collect
Yeah. Well, I mean,
obscure things for
yeah.
certain
I do
groups.
too. I do too.
Well, you look at my pops that I've got, right? I must have nearly 400 of the bloody things. But
They're
it's
gonna
all
be-
stuff that.
They're going
It's
to
all
be
stuff-
flooded in all the charity shops in another 10 years from
Oh
now.
yeah, they'll be absolutely bloody stoked when I go. Mind you, having said that, with those figures, I think the bottom's falling out of it now. They're not as popular as they used to be.
What's not as
And,
popular as it.
It was the Funko Pops. Do you know the things I mean?
Oh yeah. We don't have to go there.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things are weird.
It's how I started my channel. That's what I started doing.
Gotcha.
Right. That's how I got to know Jimmy and the like.
Gotcha.
I
Um,
don't do it either, Michael. I
Do you
don't
know
do it.
that American? Do you know the American who has a channel, the Funko Pop Collection, who's in Canada, who sometimes goes on Richard's Ghost?
No, I got them. I got them because I started off with the 1966 Batmobile,
Yeah.
and I saw that and I thought that's brilliant because I used to have the was it Dinky or whatever it was toy of it,
Mm.
like that fired the rockets and everything. I used
Yeah.
to have that when I was a kid, so that was part of it. Was the nostalgia aspect, and then I've carried on getting stuff because it's things to do with all the old 80s movies, and you've got the wrestling ones, you've got various rock bands and stuff, that have had them done,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So it's all stuff that's
Do you not
Gotcha.
think the value of all that stuff is just going to drop off the edge of a cliff one day?
oh, they will. Yeah, it's like Beanie Babies.
Yes.
People went. I never understood that. I never understood that hobby, Beanie Babies, and yet people went mental over it.
Yes.
But,
They would spend a ridiculous amount of money.
Vinyl's certainly going to hold its worth in the next 10 years. At the very least.
Yeah. But in some ways, right, it's good that the bottom's dropping out the market of it because all those ones that I couldn't afford because they're too damn pricey in the aftermarket should eventually come down.
Yeah.
And I can snap them up for a fraction of the price I would have paid for them, 5 years ago?
It's good for collectors
Yeah.
Yes.
collecting. But
Well, I think the company have stretched themselves too far. They're trying to diversify too much.
yeah.
And people are just getting fed up with it. And then when you get 80 odd different variations of Spider-Man, it's like, oh, sod off. Just go away. Just stop.
It's too
Give me
much.
something new.
Funko Pops and Beanie Babies is kind of out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is. I'm going to. It is. What time is it? It's 7:00. The missus is waking up, so I'm going to bid you gentlemen adieu.
Yeah. Okay,
We'll
mate.
see you on Ian's. Maybe I'll see you on Ian's Friday, Simon. It's obscure records that you bet nobody else has. Just to put a bug in the old ear and to inspire you to look at that massive collection of yours and put together a presentation that would make me smile. And with that, I will say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers,
Very
mate.
much.
Bye,
Good to
Jason.
see ya.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. No, he's right. I reckon you probably got some quite what should I say, unique pieces in your collection, mate. But just seeing, sort of things you pick up and
I have. I just sometimes I don't always not always in the mood to troll through it. You know what I mean? And dig stuff out.
It is a bit of a fiddle sometimes. That's why I'm glad I've got my collection in a pretty much some sort of order.
To be honest with you, I like leaving it alone. I don't like taking stuff out, even when I'm.
I get you.
I'm a little bit reluctant to. It's like, I better. I need to.
Well, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Phil, because you have to. Do it because you want to contribute. Contribute.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I don't think Ian will hold it against you if you don't do it.
If it's something I can do, then I will do. But sometimes if it's a little bit out of my league, or I think
The-
I can't really justify it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I'll set
There
out.
is there is one that I'm going to have difficulty with, and the one that you said about perfect transition.
That's
It happens, Rob.
That's an interesting thought. Though, is when you go in a record shop, do you feel you have to buy something? Let's say you made a trip to a certain shop, you have to travel, and you get to a shop. Do you think I need to buy something to warrant the visit of coming to this shop?
If it's my local record store, yes. If it's Vanillo, then yeah, sure. Because I've got to know them reasonably well over the last few years, right? So they know me to say hello and all the rest of it. So yeah, I do feel I've got to buy something, but I don't always buy new stuff. That's why I like the fact that they got the pre-owned stuff. So you can spend £1. I went in there one day and I spent £1 on a Seal picture disc single. That's all I bought.
Yeah,
but it was £1. It was cool. I got it.
It's easier to leave something if it's your local shop because it's local. It's convenient. You're in there quite frequently, so you're going to buy something, sooner or later. So
yeah,
it's not so bad not to buy something in your like local shop. But once you travel to somewhere and you visit, you're more inclined. Well, I'm here now, so I should really buy something. You know what I mean? You're a little bit.
I get it, but at the same token, I don't want to buy something just for the sake of buying it. And I know that probably sounds weird, seeing as what I did when I was with you, and I got some different impulse buys.
There has to be an interest in it. It can't just be any random record. No. There has to be some considerable interest, like a record that you do want, but maybe not want as much as other records. But
But no, I've been to record. When I went to Canada and stuff, I went to record shops over there. And quite a few of them I walked out. There wasn't anything that I was like, oh yeah, I've got to have that. And part of that, the reason for that was because I was with mates most of the time, so I didn't have the chance to have a proper rummage. It was a case of I sort of had an idea of what I wanted. If they didn't have what I wanted, then I didn't worry about it. Do you know what I mean?
I find sometimes, even if I buy like an odd 7-inch single for £1, I get a little bit more satisfaction knowing that, well, it wasn't a wasted journey because I brought something. You know what I mean? It was just a little something.
But then I suppose because I collect lots of different things, it don't necessarily have to be a record. If I walk away and if I come back from a day out and I haven't bought anything, then I'm not guilty. Just sort of like, oh, that was a complete waste of time. Whatever. That's the sort of thing I get, but not. I wouldn't say feel guilty necessarily.
No.
But I do try it like I do. Like I said, I think the record was being my local record shop because it's an independent one. I do want to support them, and they've been good to me. So,
Yeah, I understand that. You would naturally feel like I want to support my local record shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people.
It took us a while to get another one because we had we used to have some really good ones down in the St Mary's area, down near where the Saints football stadium is, and we used to go in those all the time and pick up all different kinds of bits and pieces and quite obscure stuff. Movement records. Sorry, go on.
When you got the one store, the one record shop in your hometown, it's easier, isn't it, in a way? But when you got two, and you go to the first one thinking, well, do I buy this now in this shop, or do I hold off, wait till we go to the other one?
Yeah.
Kind of, you're a little bit conflicted,
Yes, I get that.
Let's say you got £40 to spare. You find a £20 record or maybe a £30 record. So you're thinking, do I spend 30 quid here, or do I just hold off and maybe go to the other one and find two records for 20 quid or something?
To be fair, right, the two shops that were down in St Mary's were owned by the same people anyway.
Right.
So, because it was Weasels and Ferrets, those were the two record stores that were down that area. So yeah, it was like swings and roundabouts with that really, and then the other one was Movement Records, and really they were predominantly dance music. So you had all your white labels and your remixes and all that, which the other store didn't often get. So I knew roughly which was in each one, in each sort of shop.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't, and they weren't that far apart, to be honest. It was like
that first one we went into, I saw U2 War album on vinyl, and it was a nice copy.
Yeah.
I think it was about 20 odd quid or something, and I was like, I was sort of ready to pull the trigger on it, but then I think, well, we're going to the other one, and I had another record in mind which I was going to get. I was like, you know, do I get both and then run out of cash, or do I just buy the one? And in the end, I put the U2 one back and brought, I think it was a Tom Petty one I brought.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of on the verge of almost buying it, but didn't. But
no.
When we went to the other shop, I was glad I made that decision because I found something I liked in the other one. And then a week or so passed, I went back to that first one and brought that U2 album. So
you did get it anyway. So yeah,
got it anyway eventually. Yeah. So
yeah.
You know, it panned out okay in the end.
Yeah. You're lucky because quite often I've gone back to places or I didn't buy something.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, they'll have it, and go back and no, we got rid of it, mate. And I was like, oh, gutted.
And it happens in no time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, in 24 hours or so.
Well, I've missed out on getting records, right, by seconds, right? So I've literally been in the shop and the guy's gone, oh no, if you'd come in like 10 minutes ago, you could have had a copy. You know, we just had someone buy it.
Yeah.
Or I've seen someone physically pull the album out and go to the counter with it. I thought, no. You know, I would have had that like a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, it happens.
I saw a Beach Boys album in a charity shop, and it's one I didn't want. Sorry, one I wanted, but it was a little bit pricey. I didn't have a lot of cash on me at the time.
No.
But I thought, and I thought it was maybe a little bit overpriced when I was in the shop.
Yeah.
When I left the shop and I sort of went home and done a bit of research on it, and I found out that actually was quite a good, reasonable, good price. And I was kind of kicking myself, thinking, I should have brought that record, you know. I think it was an original 60s copy as well.
Yeah.
And, I thought, right, well, I'm going to get in my car and go back down there. Like, I think it was the next day to pick up that record, Beach Boys. And it sold.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Some albums you have to snap them up at the time.
Yeah, you do.
You know.
Yeah.
I wish that was quite funny when I saw that Cure album, and I misread the price. It said 120 instead of 20.
Yeah.
I would have had that. It didn't matter whether I liked all the tracks or not. I would have had it.
Yeah.
But you know,
I went back in there actually, Jason, and
yeah,
I spent over 200 quid.
Bloody hellfire!
Yeah.
It's easy done though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we're going to a record fair years and years ago with a mate of mine, and this was back when I was still into Def Leppard, so I was looking for all the Def Leppard stuff. And my mate was, he was massively into David Bowie and massively into Michael Jackson. And we were in the record fair. We were in the record fair for about, I think we went to some shops beforehand. But anyway, basically over the course of half an hour, he spent 200 quid on records. Half an hour. gone.
Doesn't take long, does it?
You know.
It's a gutting feeling, isn't it, when you make up your mind and then it's not
Yeah.
available anymore, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
should have brought it.
Well, I could have had the original copy of the Reef demo tape, and I never see Rob. I never got to buy it. You know, but later on over the year, I've got the, if you like, reissue that came with the box set that I bought, so I have got it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
I've been into a shop before. This was a shop in my hometown, which is no longer here.
Yeah.
And it had like mint discographies of complete 7-inch singles, sort of Madness and other groups and bands and stuff. And there's the Madness one I was quite interested in. It was only like 15 quid for the complete set. And I was kind of new to buying vinyl at the time, maybe 6 months into it or so, and probably didn't have quite the amount of as spending power as maybe I have now.
No, yeah.
And I foolishly turned it away and thought, no, I'll get something else. And then I went back in there a few weeks later, and it had gone. I think back, why the hell did I not buy that for 15? What was my thinking? Why did I do that?
You probably thought, oh, well, it was all 7-inch singles.
All 7-inch singles.
Yeah, you probably didn't think they were worth all that much. So you probably didn't think it was worth the money.
Because of its low price, it kind of thought, well, if it's that much in mint, then I was like, meh. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Kind of deterred me in a way.
But you're a bit more knowledgeable now, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the other thing, of course, right? Well, what I do sometimes, I look at a record and I think to myself, right, I do want that. And I usually like say to myself, right, if it's under 20 quid, for an album, I'm probably doing okay, right? If it's a well-known album, anything else, then it might be like a $5 or whatever. But I've got a rough idea in my head of what I want to spend on, a particular thing. So, but also what I'll do is I'll go on Discogs and I'll say, right, what are they asking for it? I'll go outside the store, whatever, and I'll have a sneaky ganders on my phone, and then say, right, is that a good deal? What would I pay? What would I pay with postage?
You see that all the time now. I mean, people are bold as brass, aren't they? And they're in the record shop and they're on their phone, and they're thinking about flipping it.
Yeah, well, I don't want people to think that of me because I wouldn't flip it. I buy it because I want it.
I don't do that. If I am going to do that, I do that privately. I don't do it quite so blasé in a store. Because I think that's it's an insult.
Well, those singles I got for 25p each, right? There are some of them now. I've listened to them. I'm not that bothered about keeping them, right?
Right.
I bought them. There was 3 that were picture discs. I can't, it doesn't matter what the picture disc is unless it's something like bloody Barbra Streisand or some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
For 25p, I'm going to pick it up, right? If I remotely like the band, because I think it was Tricky was one, Musical Youth. Oh, and the other one I got was a $5, so that doesn't really count. That was a Frankie Goes to Hollywood one. But no, the two, 25p each. And I thought, right, well, and some of the other ones, like the Jam thing I got them because I thought, well, if I don't like them, Nick might, but Nick says he's already got them. So that was the other thing I sort of think of as well now with people, was think, right, I'll get it in case I like it. It's cheap. And then if I, and then it's sort of, if I don't, then it's always like, good for VCLT and bits and bobs, because I like giving people stuff and that.
I do.
I Sorry, go on.
Sometimes I might buy the extra copy with that in mind, thinking, well, I get it because I might bump into someone or I might meet someone who might share the same interests. I can say, yeah, you can have that CD or whatever, know. Yeah.
Like as we were saying about getting into music, you see, I know that stuff that I gave Jimmy. He definitely liked the I can't remember which single it was now, but the Airhead single anyway that I gave him. He definitely wants to hear more of them, even though they only did the one album. He definitely wants to hear more of that. And I think he quite enjoyed the Television album that I gave him as well. So doing that as well is like sending people stuff that they might not have listened to otherwise.
Yeah. I get that.
And again, and I always say, look, if you don't like it, fair enough. You can pass it on to somebody else or sell it or whatever you want to do with it. I don't make people feel guilty that I bought them something and they don't necessarily like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. Or if you've already got it, you've got it. Again, doesn't matter.
When I give things away to people, they can do whatever they please.
Yeah.
They either take them, appreciate them, or pass them on to someone.
Yeah.
That will, Or,
if you
give them to a charity shop or whatever you feel fit.
if fair enough, you spend like 20, 30 quid on an album for somebody, and then they gave it away. Then you might be a bit PO'd, but when it's like a few quid or whatever, it's like, okay, it's a few quid.
Yeah.
And and again, they didn't ask you to send it to them.
No.
So But no, we did a thing a while back. There was 3 of us doing it in the end, and it was a vinyl exchange. I think we did about every 6 months or so. We did basically a vinyl exchange, and so what we would do is we would do a list. Yeah, and this was just Jimmy was involved with it, and another guy. So the guy might buy for me, I might buy for Jimmy, Jimmy would buy for the other guy, and you'd have a list of stuff that you liked or stuff you were after. And I think we had a £30 top price, and then just go out and get what you could, best value you could for the people, And it was quite good as well because you're looking through and trying to find the best deals available. So you can get that person more of what they want, or at least I tried to, more of what they wanted rather than just one thing. And whilst we were doing it, that worked out quite well. We got some, and everyone was happy because they knew they were going to get something they wanted, but they didn't necessarily know what.
Besides, Jenny, she says you've got the most popular room I've seen among the UK VCers.
It's this wallpaper's been up here since I moved in.
It's very
I've been in here. I like it. People say, why don't you change it? You've had it up there since you've been in. You've been in like 27 odd years. Why didn't you change it? Can you imagine someone trying to get in here to bloody decorate?
It looks
the crap that I've got.
It does look colourful. I like it.
Yeah, it's the old terracotta style,
Yeah.
The wooden dado rail is a bit out of
it's a bit old hat, but I still like it.
Yeah. But I like a bit of colour. I don't wear a lot of colour myself. I'm all into blacks and blues, but having it on something else is nice. Something that the room looks bright and cheery, rather than just having some magnolia or whatever nonsense.
Yeah. Neutral colours.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I just prefer something a bit more, not in your face, but I'm not gonna have blooming Dayglow green or something like that or anything, but you know what I mean.
I'm not a fan of colour, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No.
I suppose that's. Sorry, go on.
Jenny's a fan of colour.
Yeah.
I tend to use either white or magnolia. I don't go. I'm not into like painting the house different, colours.
I ought to have this. I ought to have this redone, but it's just I'd have to strip everything, and I wouldn't be able to get in here.
I think it's a bit different for me because I've got kids, and they can mark the walls with their hands and stuff. So you kind of want an easy maintenance paint.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe when they're older or moved out, I might.
The only thing I will say is it attracts the dust like nobody's business. You can always tell. And then you with your black shelving you got there, I bet that gets dusty as anything.
It does, yeah. It shows up like no somewhere else. Yeah, it's not the best thing, is it?
It's like, oh, do I really want to be bothered with cleaning that today?
Yeah, and all your TV and your games consoles, that all gets caked.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's dust magnets, isn't they? Really.
They are, yeah. This front room is a whole dust magnet. This whole front room. But it is what it is.
I think my whole flat's quite colourful. I got like a sort of sea blue style in my bathroom. That's quite nice because it's nice and relaxing there. When it's a nice summer's day, you just have a cold shower. Well, not cold shower, but a cool shower. It just makes you feel cooler just by walking in there.
Blue is a nice appropriate colour for a bathroom, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I used to do that. That was my thing at work, was the paint department. So I got a thing for colours. Oh, how are the buddies?
I've lost quite a few of them, Jenny. I only have two of them left. Yeah, I had 7 of them at one time, but they've 5 of them have passed away. The second breed of babies are all gone.
That's a shame.
My daughter was a bit upset about that.
I think I remember you saying about it before, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, these things happen.
I've not had a pet in ages since I moved in here because you're not really supposed to have them.
No. I'm not really one for pets, to be honest with you. It's more my missus wanting to have them.
Well, I like having them, but it's just all the clearing up and looking after them and all the mess. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I would love to have a parrot.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that, with my sight and everything, I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
Just because the whole appeal when I was a kid, obviously, was teaching it rude words and stuff. Have you ever seen those YouTube with the swearing parrot?
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
It's I think it's a macaw. I can't remember. And it's like really having a go at its owner, calling every cuss word under the song. So I'm so sorry. What?
I was just sorry. They were so cute, but we have plenty of wild critters that feeding themselves.
Yeah.
No,
I like son. We've had animals in our family, all my life. Apart from when I was here, but even then, when I go with mum and dad, they've always had animals.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was a bit of a bad breed. The ones that passed away.
It can happen. Yeah,
it does happen. Yeah.
So was it myxomatosis?
I don't know. I think it was something to do with their what's the word? One of their organs inside wasn't.
I gotcha. Yeah, I know there was some breeds that's susceptible to sight deterioration as well.
Yeah. Well, they can interbreed, can't they? And you're not always aware of it, which causes problems with them.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, can finish. Sorry.
It causes problems with their organs.
Yeah.
Happens, which you don't always know you're getting a bad batch.
No. You said about blooming breeding, bloody gerbils. We had them. That was horrendous. We had some. We only started off with a couple, whatever, and they had some babies, and okay, that was fine, no problem. and then they were breeding, and they were breeding, and they were breeding, and we had them in a open top, obviously, but we had an old fish tank that
Right.
they were in, right, and quite a big bit of space for them and all the rest of it. Anyway, we thought, right, we need to do something about it, so we separated, but we didn't have two separate things, so we put a bit of chicken wire in between them with a bit of wooden on top. They were climbing up the damn wire, right? Like blooming army assault corps, somehow pushing the lid up with their own bodies, getting over there and copping off and all the rest of it. So every time you go in, there's more of the bloody things.
Yeah.
And some of them got out, and they ended up breeding with. We swear they ended up breeding with some rats because there were some bloody big rats out in there. Massive, really great things.
Oh dear. You probably set off a new breed on itself.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't do anything about it because they were determined either to get at each other, or get out.
Yeah.
Rabbits
are notorious, aren't they, for interbreeding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason, we're over 2 hours mark.
On that note, what a bombshell.
Yeah. Let's shut it down now. Thanks for coming and lasting the duration.
Well, it's been a good stream, mate. A good stream. As soon as we didn't know what we were going to even talk about.
No, I know. We find a way, don't we? You find a way.
Well, I did tell you we'd end up talking a lot of old bollocks, so.
That's normally how it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
We find our feet eventually.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a good weekend and come on, England, and we'll see you all again.
Yeah, definitely. Away the lads, as they say.
Cheers then, Randy. See you then.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.